DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. AJ, Rudo, Blaze, wins feel good, don't they?
Shut up, y'all.
Wins feel real good.
So hot up, y'all.
You love to see it. It took the Avs a second to get into gear, but they did. They did the thing. And, you know, what a better way to celebrate the Avs dub than to pick up the Avalanche playoff shirt that we just dropped not too long ago. Get in on the vibe.
It's a pretty good one.
If you're a believer in the Colorado team that you saw for the last two periods of this game, first period, I don't know. I don't know about that period, but the other two periods.
No, first period's part of it. That's part of who they are.
Okay.
With the slow start?
Part of who all of us are our worst days, okay? That is just reality.
Look, if that
4 periods worth of it.
Yeah, if those 4 periods are the end of their worst day and they don't have another one, great. You can pick up that one. We have the nuke shirt as well if you want to celebrate one of the players getting the job done tonight.
One of the contenders for King of the Game.
Contender,
indeed.
Lots of good play out there tonight, though. You could pick a lot of shirts
For sure.
to go in on tonight. Avs win 3-2 over the Seattle Kraken. They take the series to 1-1. 60-second rundown for it. Let's do it. I believe in you. I'd rather not talk about the first period. It was bad. Colorado made a lot of the same mistakes they made in the first game. No two things about it. It was just bad. Devon Toews, another terrible decision, leads to the first goal of the game. The second goal is off of a bunch of weird decisions from Cale Makar that I didn't love. First period, bad. The rest of the game, fantastic. Colorado comes out from minute 1 in the second period. Looks like the hockey team we all think they can be. They pick up 2 goals in quick succession in the middle of the second to get this thing back to tied, thanks to a beautiful tip from Arturi Lehkonen on the first one. And then Devon Toews makes a great breakout pass up the ice to Erod, who feeds Nichushkin to get it tied. In the third period, the Devon Toews redemption tour is on full as he picks up the game-winning goal, and the Avs close it out despite quite a bit of nonsense back and forth at the end of this game. Got there.
It's really hot up here, okay? It's not my fault.
Wind it back. Actually, before we do that, we appreciate the over 100 likes. We got some Dr. Dub shots to do.
I guess we do.
Oh, where did this come from?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Playoff Dr. Dubs back in the house. Let's get it. Bam. Just like that. Let's start with the bad, which is mostly the first period. Pretty disappointing first
Mostly
period
the first
effort.
period and 4-on-4.
Yeah, we'll get there. But
Yes.
really disappointing first period. You were expecting this team to respond a little bit to the way they played in game 1. And it was really just more of the same.
More. Let me ask you, what was more disappointing? Game 1 as a whole or this first period?
This first period for me.
Absolutely, this first period.
Why?
Game 1, I am willing to chalk up to, you know what? Maybe this is a night that they just didn't have it. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a successful hockey team, you're not allowed to not have it 2 nights in a row. And in that first period, they didn't have it. Now, they got their shit together. They did what they needed to do later in the game. Mm-hmm. But that first period was not inspiring of a team that you're like, hey, we know you can play better than this, so why aren't you doing it?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like that, clap back after the first game. Like, okay, like no one's just going to give you the wins.
Yep.
No one's just going to roll over and let you become the winner because you're the favorite, right? Like,
Yeah.
So that kind of like, you're like, okay, they got that out of their system. Now they're ready to go.
Yeah.
You thought they would come out with a jump in the second game. And for the first period, they came out flat again.
Yep.
Another slow start at home.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It was really disappointing. And especially the way the 2 goals in particular happened.
Well,
There's lots of chances. But the 2...
Well, it's not just, hey, it was similar to last night. It's Devon Toews again.
Devon Toews with the pinch. If you go and watch the watch along, I'm like, oh my God, Toews, what are you doing with this pinch?
Yep.
As it's happening live, I'm like, dude. And it's a 2-on-1. And then the goal that gets scored is nothing special. Like,
Yep.
as far as finishes on a 2-on-1 go, that's not a very good one. And you're looking at Georgiev like,
That's the one you just
What's
beat
up
him
with
5-hole,
this?
right? It was just
Yeah,
a slide
yeah,
under
yeah.
the pads.
Yep.
and you're
Yeah.
like, bruh,
Yeah.
he's not even like going side to side there.
Yep.
He's in the middle of the ice. He just doesn't get down. And it didn't feel good. And then you go on the power play and you're like, all right, second chance. Let's
Yeah.
do this. All right. We're going to get it back. They're going to turn it around. They're
You
going to
get nothing.
Not only do you get nothing, man,
You get
you have three guys in the corner.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon, Kale McCarr, JT Compher in the corner.
Just lose the battle.
The puck just, I don't even know how the puck just ends up scoring. Like, it's a nice play, but I don't know. I don't remember which Kraken forward it is that kind of
That
gets
sweeps
that
in,
gets
yeah.
kind of the stick lift on McKinnon at the last second
Yeah.
to keep him from moving the puck forward. But you're like, under no circumstances should it just be this free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon Tanev walks into it and
It hits Georgiev in the glove.
it hits Georgiev and goes in. It's just not a good. It's not a good goal from Georgiev. It's not a world-class shot. He sees it the whole way. It's from distance. It's one of those things that you're just like, dude, what is going on here?
Yep.
You're like, how does this scoring chance happen? How does your goalie let that go in?
Yep.
You're talking about of your best players.
They're all messing up.
Nathan
Yep.
McKinnon, Kale McCarr, JT Compher, and Alexander Georgiev are 4 of your best 5 players during the regular season.
I mean,
They're 4 of your best 6 players during the
Sure,
regular
yeah.
season. And on the first goal against, it's Devon Toews and Kale McCarr on the 2, and then Georgiev and net, and you're like,
well, I
all
mean,
of these guys, what is happening?
wind back that goal even further. It's Kale McCarr missing a pass by 8 feet, just throwing it to a
he
corner,
throws
essentially.
it
Yeah.
into the corner where you're like, okay, in a normal circumstance where you're all set up and there's guys there, you're fine, but there was nobody there, and they end up in a chase for it that they lose, and it turns into this disaster.
Yep.
And you're just like, all of this is unacceptable. What is this?
Yep.
Like, what is this? Is this the preseason? Like, you're talking about, like, low energy, lethargic, just everything about it is unacceptable. You've lost every foot race. You're making stupid decisions. You aren't valuing the puck. You're throwing playoff games away.
You're at the end of this first period, and you're
It's
saying
insane.
this is the worst the Avs have played all year. At the end of this first
Absolutely.
period.
That, whatever, when they lost like 7 of 8 or 6
Yeah.
of 7, something like that in January, you're like, they played way better in that Chicago loss where we all melted down.
They lost by a goal. Yeah.
They played way better in that game.
Yep.
well, the puck possession time for
Yeah.
the Kraken in the first period's got to be
Astronomical.
way the hell up there.
It was actually
The Avs
nuts
were just
watching it, and you're
chasing
just
them
like,
around. Yep.
you're like, and you're not even feeling like Seattle's doing it all
Exactly.
to them.
You're right.
There's some element of that. They are involved. It's not like Colorado's just out there like, have the puck, guys. Like, Seattle's pressuring them. They're forcing them to try and make plays here. But you're looking at how Colorado's playing, and you're like, what is this?
Yep.
This is totally foreign.
Yep.
And
It was just bad. It was just bad.
It was so unacceptable that
Yep.
you're just sitting here. You're like, this is so bad that there's nothing that the coaching staff can say.
Yep.
There's nothing that anybody can say to any of these guys other than anytime you fellas want to show up and give a shit.
Yep.
Anytime you guys start to take this even remotely seriously, let's see what kind of game we can get out of it. You're down 2-0 after first period, which you could have been down 4-0. You played so poorly.
Yep.
It was brutal.
It was not good enough.
It was brutal. It just sucked.
Yep. And
All of that sucked. You put your worst foot forward after a disappointing home loss. You don't come out and try and jump on the other team. You don't come out and do any of that. You don't do any of those things.
Yep.
You just keep giving it away. It was crazy to watch.
I am glad that this game went the way that it did because I said it at the end of the first period. I was like, look, either the Avs are going to play better or not. And that was the entire story of this hockey game at the end of the first period.
50-50
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
you do it or you don't. I mean, you know what the funny thing about life is that it's all about your end result.
Yeah.
You get up that day and you be productive. You go to work, you do what you got to do, or you don't, and you probably get fired, and then you have to pick up a whole bunch of other pieces from your life.
Problems.
It's got dark, but like you're talking about. I mean, it's just it was unacceptable, and you were like, look, I just can't believe this is going to continue.
Yep.
I cannot believe that they're
Yep.
just going to keep it. Look, Seattle's good.
Absolutely.
They are going to make life hard for you, even in the best of times.
Well,
they're
in
good.
They're in the playoffs. They're a good team.
They had a 100-point season. They won 40 some odd
Yeah.
games. Like, they earned their position here. Like, but you're looking at it and you're like, at the best of times, they are not going to be a cakewalk here. You need to work to beat them.
it's
What the hell
not-
is all of this?
And
it was crazy to watch.
the part of it is, one, it's the playoffs. Two, you take game one into account, and you look at that first period, and it's just, what the hell is going on? Like,
Yeah,
there's
absolutely, man.
is no explanation I can make for Colorado to play like that in that period. And you're right. Look, Seattle is a good enough team to capitalize on the opportunities that the Avs created.
Absolutely.
You go out and beat a team like Anaheim, you can probably get away with that bullshit.
Absolutely. They did.
Right.
This last couple weeks of the season, they were like Anaheim, San Jose, Chicago.
There are no Anaheims in the playoffs.
Nope.
You don't get that. You don't get any free passes.
That's right.
And all of that is terrible. And all of that deserves to be scrutinized. But then the second period happens, and the Colorado
The
Avalanche
second
show
period
up.
starts, and you're like, okay.
What?
I want to back up.
Sure.
What happened in the locker room between the first and the second period? What do you think the message from Jared Bednar is? Because we've watched him operate for years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, calm, collected. Is this one of those times where maybe you lose your cool for a second on your team? Because, you know, when you have the guy that never explodes and explodes, like a dad figure,
I
is that,
hear
is
you.
that you know, just to get a little...
I don't think
Kick in
he
the
needed.
ass?
I don't think he needed to explode.
I really
I
don't.
know
I
they
mean-
realize that they're not playing good, but it's just that realization of like, come on, guys. You gotta get going.
I mean, I really just, I wonder if he just walked into the room and just was like, I don't even recognize you guys, and just walks out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like,
can
I don't
see
even
that.
know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I don't know who you guys have decided to be. This isn't my hockey team. Go find yourselves.
Yeah.
I could see something like that. I don't think it'd be a blow up, but I could see him going in the room saying, "Are you guys going to play hockey tonight or not? Like, what's up?"
Are you guys done with the series already?
Yeah,
What's
like,
going on
I
there?
will drive home right now.
Yeah.
Like, if we want to be done here, went into full Kendall mode. Yeah, he walked in and just stood there like this, just perfectly still.
I mean, they just look like a totally different
Yeah,
team,
and-
like right out of the start.
I mean, it could have been
Right out of the
anything,
gates.
man. Like Nathan, like it could have been dead quiet. Nathan McKinnon could have just started breaking stuff.
Yep.
True.
And they were like, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
ESPN, we need that footage immediately.
Like, could have been anything, man. It could have been, who knows what happened, but I just don't think it would have taken very much for a team that has walked the walk, the team that has been through so much.
Right.
This core has been through so much misery together that you think about it, they don't need to work very hard to remember what it's like to be on the other side of this.
That's where some of the belief in this team comes from. Is there isn't a single dude that went back to that locker room at first intermission and thought, "Oh, that was fine. Oh, you know, I played okay."
Oh, absolutely.
Every single one of them knew that was not going to fly at all. And it showed in the second period pretty clearly.
They walk out at the start of the second period and they get. I mean, the watch along honestly was like a perfect representation of how this game goes.
It
'cause
was.
Start of the second period, they're talking about, we're talking about like, hey, just string something together.
Yeah.
Make Grubauer make some saves. Like,
Yep.
get yourselves into this a little bit, and then we'll see. They do that. They start tilting the ice, and you can see it. The energy is different.
From a shift one, they put 2 shots on goal on the first shift of the period.
The energy is different. They're moving a lot better. The feet are going. You're feeling like, oh man, there's a lot happening here that you like. You're not creating a bunch of like really great scoring chances, but you're putting pressure on them and you're forcing them to defend.
Well, you're being competitive and you're winning those foot races.
exactly.
And
You're
it
getting
started
to
with
pucks
this
before they
right
are.
here.
Yeah.
Evan Rodriguez, he's not our king of the game, but that's a dude who said, "You know what? I'm going to wake this team up tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go run into something. I'm going to go say, hey, we're not just sitting here quietly."
And he did all night. He was a wrecking ball.
What
out
was
there.
interesting is the first period, the Avs physicality was
It was
there.
up. It was up.
That game started and Erod blows somebody up and they're running around, they're hitting dudes left and right, and you're like, all right, the Avs have shown up. And then when it came to anything related to the puck, they were like,
nope,
we forgot to do this part.
But they were doing that at the expense of the plays that were happening.
They were chasing
They were
it.
making big hits while the puck was moving. The Kraken were still moving the puck, and I understand that it wears on them, but it's almost like they overcommitted to the just hard hitting.
It has to be the right time, right?
Yeah.
Like the Kraken, it's the playoffs. They're 100% willing to take a hit to make a play.
Yeah.
And you got a little bit of that in the first. I think it got more sustained, more effective in the second and third periods with Colorado. They weren't quite as crazy with the hits, but
they came at
effective times.
Like
yeah,
Sam Girard gets smoked, but he makes a play.
Yep.
You know, you're talking about there's a cost benefit. They're taking a big hit. They're making a big hit. They're punishing, but they're doing it, and it's related to the puck, and not just we're trying to hit somebody to make ourselves feel better.
Well,
you know, and go ahead.
When you're winning foot races to the puck,
Yeah.
you're not having to hit. You're going to have to take the hit. So
Right.
that's kind of the change up as well, because you're not chasing the game anymore, right? You're not trying
Absolutely.
to punish the team that's in control anymore.
and I want to give the Avs a ton of credit here. Regardless of 1-8 seed, 2-7, the quality of hockey teams, multi-goal comebacks do not happen often in the playoffs. It's not something that you just go out and do on a daily basis.
Yeah. I mean, down 2-0 in the postseason's tough.
Yep.
Now, we've seen more multi-goal leads get lost this regular season than a normal year. It was a weird year that way. But especially a team like the Kraken where they get up and they just kind of anaconda you to death. They just, that vice grip, you know, they wrap themselves around you in the neutral zone and just squeeze the life out of you. And the exact opposite happened. You have somehow goaded them into playing up-tempo hockey all second period.
Just blew out the rest
Was
of the game. Yeah.
wildly fun to watch.
The Avs got back into this game, and it was like, oh, I remember why I like playoff hockey. Like,
They win a face-off. They score off of a set play from the face-off, a tip from Lehkonen. It's like good quality hockey, like the only face-off Nathan McKinnon has won in the postseason in his life. And you're just like, amazing.
it's a little exaggerated.
Pretty good tonight.
I mean, dude, he's honestly actually. The weird thing about like Seattle also is a team that sucks at face-offs. So it's like two kids with pool noodles hitting each other trying to pretend they're Roman gladiators.
I was going to say that other McKinnon chance that they had, he won that back.
Yeah.
They chipped it up and out. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, like, point being, you know, they make a nice set play, they get the goal, but as soon as they get the goal, it was just like game one where they turned it up.
The
But
electricity.
they didn't do
just
something dumb to stop themselves. They turned it up and made another great play. They catch Seattle in a change. Slow change, Devon Toews sees it, whips that puck up the board. Perfect find.
Yep.
And Erod with a great little slip pass to Nichushkin, and I have no idea what Grubauer's doing.
He does not make a competitive attempt on that.
He just kind of starfishes for no reason.
Yeah. I want to get into those first. Of course, we are brought to you by Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. You can go get yours here at the DNVR bar. 8 different kinds on tap. All I'm saying is, look, it's a 1-1 series. They're going into Seattle. You guys got to pack the bar for Saturday
No
night.
excuses. We want to see you guys down here.
Yeah, you got to be here. You got to be getting the vibes right at the DNVR bar. All right. If you're
You've been
local,
showing up early to watch the early games.
yeah, come vibe with us for the 5 o'clock
I was
games.
gonna. I mean, we like their
I'll
games
be here
all day Saturday.
I will be here
so-
early Saturday.
I will too. I will probably be here for the Jets Knights game in the afternoon.
Yeah, there you go.
Knights won tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of took over in the third, unfortunately. But
Good game up to that point.
hey, that's the magic of the NHL playoffs. You have 6 of 8 series are 1-1 right now. Good hockey out there. Drink some Breck Brew while you're watching it.
And one of the 2-0 series is
Carolina, that pretty questionable way they ended up 2-0. We'll leave it at that.
it's not going to last.
It probably won't. Get your Breck Brew, jump on it. Also, make sure you're over here looking fly with our official golf apparel sponsor even, Pins and Aces. Jump on it. Pins and Aces, they got all the good stuff, all right? They got all the shirts you can need, whether it be collared shirt, T-shirt. They got the golf pants. What do you call golf pants? You just call them golf pants?
Depends on what cut they are.
Fair enough. I don't know
Jesus,
anything
you
about pants.
Nerd.
Their best merchandise items are their hats, which are all amazing and sick. I don't know if we're allowed to put it on set yet, but the Avs colors hat they have, mwah, it's beautiful. You also can get all sorts of things like the liquor stick or the beer sleeve to go in your bag. Look, let's all be real for a minute. Golf's a lot more fun when you're having a drink on the course. You know, have a good time out there.
Absolutely.
Pins and Aces got you covered when it comes to that stuff. Go to pinsandaces.com today. Use the DNVR code. You get 15% off your order, whatever it is you're shipping. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's go over these goals a little bit more in depth. We kind of already talked about the first one, but that goal is why Arturi Lehkonen got the contract that he did.
Yeah, and that's where they missed him. You know, that value of having that guy in your lineup, where you don't get a lot of tip goals on this team for as many.
Especially without Gabe Landeskog.
For as many solid bottom six guys that they have, they just don't have one guy that's really, really good at that. Lehkonen's kind of the best one that they've got at this point with no Landy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the poor man Landeskog. And that's not a burn on him. That's just, I mean, he's the second best at tipping pucks on this team.
Yeah. And look, it's when you're in a game like this, when you're down 2-0, sure, the Avs are doing the right things through the second period. But you're asking someone to step up and make a play that makes the difference. And sure, there's a little bit of luck involved in a tip. But especially on a team where you're saying, hey, someone get to that area. Someone get to the right spot on the ice to beat this hockey team.
Yeah, somebody get to that area and somebody make a play there. Somebody do something that pierces this Grubauer veil.
Right.
This bullshit thing that's building of the Philip Grubauer revenge series where he's playing so well.
Well, and let's talk about this because we were talking about it a lot. Was Grubauer making stops during this game? Sure. Did it look good? Not really. And I think it's actually fair to say Georgiev probably didn't look his best either.
That's what I was going to say. About the same on the other side of the ice.
They're making saves, but the rebounds are
they're just everywhere.
We talked about it all game that Georgiev, this is nowhere near an A game from him. Just with the way that pucks are just kicking out places, and you're seeing that that you look at the goal that they scored.
The
Kraken, and you look at Georgiev rebounds, and you're like,
yep.
You know, it's a little bit lucky, but the first one you're talking, he just rebound just kicking right out, right? And you're just like,
you got to have a little more control there when you're on, for sure.
Yeah, and you look at some of the big saves that he makes later on, and you're like, dude, some of these are your own monster here that you create.
Yep.
And you look at how Grubauer, we were getting into it that. You know, you look at Grubauer and how pucks are just hitting him, and Bo Byram shoots one back,
straight into his chest.
Grubauer reads a pass so poorly
that it's beyond him.
That it goes past him.
Yeah,
comes back into the center of the ice,
and he square to it. Yeah.
Misread it so badly that he was square to Byram, and then Byram puts it right in his chest with all kinds of net to shoot at. And you're just like, dude, he's like, it's crazy that he's just living like this.
Yep.
You're watching a guy that he's making the first save consistently, but he's not really tracking it very well. He's getting in the way, but he's not really playing at a high level.
And it worked right up until it didn't.
And you're looking and you're just like, look, dude, when a guy's giving up these juicy rebounds left and right, both goalies are. It puts extra work on your defense. It taxes them. Because now you've got to fight for those. That's one extra fight that your defense has to win. That's one extra possession that you have to worry about. It's just your life gets so much harder when you have to deal with excessive rebounds. And you look at Colorado's shot total tonight, it creeps up over 40. A lot of it is because Grubauer's giving up rebounds.
Yep.
And they have extended possessions because it's not one and done.
Yep.
He's not playing very well, and they're not punishing him. And that's where you're just like, just keep at it. So keep the foot on the gas, keep pushing, and you're going to get one of these things to go your way. The way that hockey works, you just know it. It's just how it is.
You can feel it coming. And I want to bring this back to the Avs side of it. Hold off on Toews for a second. We'll get to him. But we came out of game one saying, you know what? If the Avs get a better game from Devon Toews, if the Avs get a better game from Avalanche, if the Avs get a better game from Josh Manson, it's a much more competitive hockey game. And they got all three of those things tonight.
Yeah.
Not that it was a perfect night for any of them. Yes, the first goal from Devon Toews was terrible. Josh Manson took another bad penalty tonight. But you get a significantly better game. Josh Manson in the third period was making the correct reads, making quality defensive plays.
Josh Manson jumped into the play on offense early in the third early in the second when the Avs were starting to build that momentum. He jumps into it, gets into the middle of the ice and gets a scoring chance and doesn't turn into a goal, but that's how they built that momentum. That's how that ice ended up tilted, was they were making those plays.
And then Val obviously scores the game-tying goal, which is big enough. It's just
I need to go back and rewatch it because I want to know where the breakdown is in Seattle.
How Val beats him up the middle.
That lets Val just go like right down the middle of the ice. You have an actual train of a human being cruising down the center of the ice, and you just let him go. What in the world did they do wrong? Because their whole thing is they can't let Colorado play with speed. And you look at the second period, you look at the third period. Colorado's flying up and down the ice.
Blaze, let me ask you this. How important is Val to the Avs playoff run? Because he was a huge part of their run last year. Where does he fall on that list of importance for the Avs?
I mean, I would say he's probably a second-tier guy behind your McKinnons, your Rentonens, your Makars, but he is so valuable because of his two-way game and what he does for you.
It's like the number one, like he and Toews are like your number one tier 2 guys, right?
Yeah, and it's just the two-way of their game, right? Like when he's out there, you're not concerned that somebody is going to get a break because he's working his ass off. He's so lanky, and he's just a pest because he's got his stick on everybody's stick, taking pucks away.
Yep, it's incredibly important when. The difference, and with Manson, sure, but I think very much more so with Val and Toews. When they're playing well versus when they're not, the difference in Colorado's secondary options is massive.
Yeah, watching more than one line skate downhill and attack you, it's crazy.
Yep,
and he's just so good at stripping the puck too. You see it like at least once a game.
Yep, and there's a ton of other factors tonight. We talked about it. Defense ends up with a 4-point night. As a whole, you get obviously Toews. You get an assist from Byram. The other assist was Makar, right? Yeah.
Gerard.
Oh, was it Gerard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gerard played a good game tonight too.
I think Gerard was maybe the one defenseman you look at tonight that was steady for them.
Both games, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I think that he's probably been their most consistent, where really high isn't there, but he's not killing you.
Yep.
I mean, did he stop this chance or that?
No, it hit Georgiev, but he was there.
It hits whatever
pad.
his name is.
Georgiev?
Thank you. Georgiev. It hits Georgiev, but Gerard is there.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. He's on the back.
He's
pad,
ready to bail it
go.
out right here. Yep.
This is such a great play from Wenberg, though.
Oh, yeah.
Really? It wasn't good enough, though.
It's so good, man, and I love that it ends up not in a goal.
And
Welcome
I
to the postseason, bitch.
Part of what gives you more confidence tonight is you're talking about these guys that had auxiliary pieces in this game. Bowen Byram had like 6 shots on goal tonight.
Yeah. Might have been more than that,
It
man.
might have been more, genuinely. And you're getting these quality games. You have a Lars Eller playing really well, getting pucks in, getting possession deep in the zone, things like that. And you see it all come together a little bit for Colorado. It's just nice to see.
Yeah.
Because you play 4 bad periods, and you know what? Then you got to prove that you can still do it, right?
Well, and you're down 2 goals in the first period.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's not good. They, of course, do take care of that business, though. And it all comes back together. There's just so many different little things you can break down in this game. We kind of already mentioned it. The Georgiev 3-on-1 save he makes. Does Seattle flub that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he's over enough to stop the puck.
Yep.
Yeah, he finished with 8 shots on goal and 5 hits.
8 shots. Whew.
Wow.
Whew. I know Makar had like half a dozen hits as well. So
Makar finished with
a number of hits.
4 shots on goal, 6 hits,
Yeah.
and 3 block shots.
So it's just, was the first period bad? Yes.
And Kale McCarr finished -1
Brutal.
for all the people that want to.
And
Not
that's-
winning loss.
this game was just not close in the underlyings from the start of the second period. It was just the Colorado team that went out there and said, we're the better team, we're going to go be the better team, and they did.
Yep.
So
I will tell you though, that 4-on-4, don't ever do that
let's
shit
talk
again.
about that 4-on-4.
Don't
Do
ever
we
do it
have to?
again.
What was JT Comfort thinking? Like, I saw the guy that he saw in front of the net. I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but the pass was chest high
It seriously
with 3 guys in the corner, 1 guy out front.
yep.
It's bad.
You're
there.
asking for trouble.
Yeah.
And
It's just, you got to read that situation better.
I-
No, like you eat the puck in that situation.
the Avs just don't know how to play 4-on-4. They just don't. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not something they practice. They're just not very good at it. But you saw the shifts, I think, as well in the second and third period, where Colorado, yes, they start playing better, and suddenly everything isn't going against them, right? Even in the first period, to be honest, Seattle hits a post in the first period.
Yeah.
You get the flubbed 3-on-1 where Georgiev makes a great play, but they get some help from Seattle.
Yeah.
That's that 4v4.
Yeah.
The end of the second period, you're at 2-2, you've dominated. You have a 3-on-1 coming down, and you're like, oh my God. And the whole thing is total chaos.
What?
Because Mikko looks
Just
like
go
he
get the
has-
puck, yeah.
Mikko totally looks like he has a shot at like a 50-50. It's going to be a foot race. It's going to be all in if he does it, and he takes himself out of it. It becomes a 3-on-1 in which he contributes nothing.
Doesn't defend at all, really.
Contributes
Yeah.
nothing to it. He just lays down on the ice like he's an Avs D, and he just hasn't been taught how or because when you watch most of the defensemen,
there's
when
a
they do
very
it,
specific
when
timing.
when you
You-
slide, you tend to slide towards the puck
Yep.
carrier,
Yeah.
And you
because
angle
it
it off.
closes
Yeah.
out time and space,
Yeah.
and he slides in a straight line into his goaltender, and you're like, none of this is good, dude. And for whatever reason, that puck hits Jordan Eberle's stick.
And he just doesn't
And
control it.
it gives
yeah.
it that double clutch, and Georgiev gets over, and they flubs it, and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh my God. And this is what you're talking about when you talk about execution.
Yep.
Because you look at Colorado, and we're like, they lose game 1 3-1, and we're talking about Byram hits that post,
McKinnon hits the post, yep.
Val Nichushkin just passes a puck into Grubauer's pad,
Yep.
on as he drives the net on a rebound, and you're like, these are all opportunities. If they score, the game is different. And watching Seattle get one of those opportunities and not score on it, where you're like, this is life.
Yep.
Yep.
Now you have to figure out what it's like on the other side of this, where the other team is cramming the puck down your throat and something doesn't go your way. Now you're in a playoff series. That was the moment where it was like, welcome to the postseason. It's hard living out here. You think it's easy. You think you've just been opportunistic. You've just kind of floated your way into this right now.
Now you're gonna have to earn it.
You've
Yeah.
had to watch the Avs give you 4 periods in this series, and now you're finally getting crushed in one of them. You still had a golden opportunity.
Yep.
And when you don't do it, you're like, these are game-changing moments. That doesn't go in, and I'm like, oh man. You're
Yeah.
looking at that like you feel real good about
yeah.
where this is headed for Colorado.
You're regretting that one from Seattle's side.
That's
for
the
sure.
one where Jordan Eberle's not sleeping tonight.
Yep.
He's on a plane. They're on a plane back to Seattle, and he's like,
Yep.
And the Avs had a few of those on
Oh,
game
for
one.
sure.
and that's life.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah,
you lose games.
that's what I mean, yeah.
It's all execution.
Yep.
Because you get into the third period and you're watching the Avs just buzzing around that net. Literally, the shift before they score. You're talking about that's Byram hitting the chest. McKinnon gets like this breakaway, like not quite full breakaway, gets behind but doesn't ever have control of the puck. Like pokes it at Grubauer, and Grubauer's entire body
It's in the net.
goes into the net.
Yeah.
And the puck takes a sideways bounce, and they clear it into the corner.
Yep.
And you're looking at it, and you're like, these guys are living so dangerously right now. And then what happens? What is the game-winning goal?
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. First, we are brought to you by Shady Rays. You can go get yours at shadyrays.com today. When you get 2 pairs or more, you get 50% off your order. So jump in, get some amazing sunglasses. They got all sorts of different styles and types, different polarizations. If you're a gamer nerd like me, they got the blue light filtering. They got you covered. They even have ski and snowboard goggles. Whatever it is, they got you with Shady Rays. And you break them, lose them, don't like them, send them back in the first 30 days. They'll get you a replacement or refund you if you're not about it. They even have a brick and mortar down at Park Meadows Mall if you're local. So go check them out. ShadyRays.com. Use the DNVR code to get that sweet deal. And then, if you want to get a little bit of merchandise, if you want to rep the Avs a little bit, you can get yours at foco.com. They got bobbleheads like we got on set here. They got all sorts of licensed apparel, whether it be shirts, pants. They had Crocs for a while. I know they sell some pins and hats and things like that too. So go check them out, foco.com. Use the DNVR code there. You get 10% off your order. They cover all sports teams too, not just Colorado, not just Avs. Wherever you are, whatever team. I know we got a couple Kraken fans in chat. They cover you guys too. So go check them out at Foco. All right, third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. AJ set it up perfectly. What happens? You give up enough rebounds, the Avs are going to get to one eventually. And who else is it? But it's the king of the game. It has to be. Devon Toews with the redemption arc of all redemption arcs. After a terrible game one, a terrible first period, he has a 2-point night and scores the game-winning goal. A rebound where, look, yes, it's a rebound. It's a good opportunity. But Devon Toews straight up like soul reads Philip Grubauer, cutting across to cover the rebound and goes back against his body and puts it basically posting in on the far side.
And what a great activation, too, by him. Like, reading what's happening, moving up on the play, getting into a great position where he has both sides of the net to shoot at and goes far side posting in.
It's a great shot. It's a great read. Everything about it is just like classic Devon Toews. Jumps in at the right moment. And you're talking about not being able to continue to just give up rebounds. Because, hey, he makes the initial save. It's they're getting through that possession. Devon Toews jumps in, gets to that puck. If you're Seattle's defenders, you're like, dude, can you eat a puck, please?
It's the perfect... Toews is the perfect example of what I mean when I say, hey, the Avs just need to play better. The difference of period 1 Toews and period 2 and 3 Toews is, he just started executing on the plays he was trying to make.
Yeah, it's a terrible pinch in the first period that leads to the 2-on-1. And then after that, Devon Toews shows up.
Yep.
Because the assist that he has on the game tying goal.
It's beautiful.
It's a perfect play. He reads the ice. He sees what's going on. He sees that that it's a slow change, and you end up in a tie goal, and then he gives you the game-winning goal. I mean, it's the perfect redemption story.
Yep. He goes from costing the Avs to not only making up for it, but winning the game for them.
Yeah, I mean, he's directly responsible for the first 2 goals in game 1 and game 2.
Yep.
Just bad decisions, bad execution by him in both games led to the Kraken getting 1-0 leads. Well, he didn't make up for it in game 1. He just got worse. Game 2, the game picked up a ton, and he ends up having a much better overall game. And look, this guy whining about Lars Eller, you don't know what you're talking
Lars
about.
was dope tonight.
Lars Eller was very good again. Both games, he has been one of their most consistent forwards.
If you're looking for him to be scoring goals, you're
looking for the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's not who he is.
It's never gonna be.
His game is
no
grit
way
in defense.
Tonight was a perfect example of his game in the offensive zone. Dump the puck in, go get it himself.
Yeah.
Make Seattle work.
Yep.
And make life easy for his teammates.
Yep. Lars Eller has been just a perfectly fine depth guy.
And
your problem with Colorado's depth is there's maybe too many of these.
One too many of that guy.
Low offense, defense
too
only
many
types of guys
down there.
No, I just mean guys that aren't going to put pucks. I mean, Logan O'Connor has a brilliant grade A
just
scoring
falls
chance.
off his stick.
Just jumps off of his stick, and you're just like that's the stuff that you get frustrated about with guys who are a little more limited like that. But a guy like Lars Eller makes that play I was talking about to Josh Manson.
Yep.
That's Eller that makes that play.
Yep. He
cuts in, circles the net, and hits
doing
that
those
guy.
things, and probably
very, very good.
Should have drawn a penalty late in the third period in this game.
He got tripped.
Yeah,
he gets blatantly tripped by Carson Soucy.
Thankfully, he seemed okay after going into the boards hard there.
I mean,
that one looked painful. I mean, probably got the wind knocked out.
Yeah, like he was obviously in discomfort, but that guy was. So far, to me, 2 games into the postseason, worth.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
And
He's gonna need to score eventually.
Yeah.
well, and that's what it.
Like, that's just reality. You've got to produce offense at some point. You're a forward. You don't just get to live off of your defensive acumen forever.
Well,
Otherwise, Marc-Andre Fleury
here's-
might still be in the NHL.
and here's the part of the difference in these two teams to me. Avs go up.
Cold side swipe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one was kind of mean.
I'm moving
to.
moving
Sorry.
past it. Avs go up 3-2. There's 7 minutes left in the third period, and the Avs close it out. It never really felt panicky from Colorado.
No, did they even get a shot on goal with the goalie pulled?
Maybe one, yeah.
There really just wasn't a lot there, man. The Avs had more dangerous scoring attempts from the defensive zone than the Kraken did with the puck.
Yep.
When you consider that they pulled the goaltender at 4v4
Yep.
to give him a 5v4,
Like-
they never really got a serious scoring
Yep.
chance.
Even with a pseudo power play. And to me, that was the Avs going, we've been here before. We know how to do this.
Yep. Well, they just took over in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
The last part of the third period, yeah, it was ridiculous because it was like the reverse of what was happening in the first period.
Yep.
It was the Kraken chasing the Avs. from that
Exactly.
point on.
Yep. And there is no doubt that Colorado was the better team tonight, and they gave away the first period.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the one thing that they can, look forward to going into Seattle is their away record this year. Phenomenal.
they've been real good away.
Third best road team in the NHL.
Phenomenal. So hopefully they can kind of latch on to what they were doing in the regular season.
I hope so. I mean, look, Colorado they found it tonight, right? If they could come out and play like that in the series, you feel really good about their chances.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude. Just some numbers.
Sure.
Just the 5v5 stuff. So 5v5, the last 2 periods, periods 2 and 3, obviously. They got completely dominated in period 1. Like we've talked about it. We don't need to.
Factual, they were not good.
Yeah, but period. I especially want to look at period 3, where you're talking about going in as a 2-2 game, and how are these teams going to handle this kind of moment? And you want to talk about depth and top guys and how do they match up and whatever. The Avs win that period 1-0, but shots at 5v5, shots are 14-5. Scoring chances are 8-3. High danger chances are 4-1.
It's dominance.
You're talking about the Avs. The Avs put them down. And when you go and you look at the goal that gets scored, you know the little shot charts,
Yeah.
you know, and you look at the little dot where the Avs score. there's no Kraken. There's no Kraken response.
Yep.
It is the Kraken
To the moon.
total dominance in the first period. Then the Avs dominate after that. They tie the game. It's pretty even after that, like a minor Kraken advantage. And then it's all Colorado.
Yep.
Third period.
Yep.
Because high danger chances, I think it was it like 9-9 or 8-8, something like that.
It was 9-9, and it was 9-9 in the game overall.
Yeah.
And it was 5 of those for the Seattle came in period 1.
Period one, yeah.
And then the Avs took care of business.
Yeah,
Right,
scoring
yeah.
chances 10-2 for Seattle in period 1. Periods 2 and 3, it was 21-10.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Reversing.
Shots
I
on
mean-
goal, 10-5. Again, these are 5v5 numbers.
Yep.
10-5 in period 1 in favor of Seattle, 28-15 at 5v5 from that point on. And then when you consider, that Seattle's power play looks worthless.
Yeah. Avs having an easy time killing those.
They're cruising.
Now, I will say you would like the Avs power play to be better.
4 minutes. So each team in this game had 4 minutes
Yep.
of power play time. The Avs go 4-1 in shots on goal. The Kraken got one.
Yeah.
Obviously
That went in the net.
it went in the net. They create 2 scoring chances. On the other side of things, the Kraken have four shot attempts entirely. Have 1 shot on goal. They give up 1 shot on goal. Do not create any scoring chances or any high danger chances in 4 minutes. That is now they are now 0 for 5 in the series with 1.
Yep.
They have created 1 scoring chance on 5
So
power plays.
Your PK is dominating.
Your PK is absolutely chewing them
you
up.
can't be your PK or your power play can't be hurting you
Yeah,
actively.
it needs to. They need and if you're not gonna score, you can't give up a shorty.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Go 0-0 on it. Go even, and then take your chances at 5v5. But they need to start getting a power play contribution because their power play is significantly more dangerous, and it's creating as it is more dangerous.
Yep.
They're at least generating chances. That is not the case for Seattle's power play.
It's doing
their
nothing,
power play
yeah.
is awful.
All right, we got a bunch of super chats to get to here. $5 from Eric, who says, I appreciate everything you guys do. Much love, Eric.
Word up.
We're here for you.
One of the believers in chat tonight during the watch along.
one of the believers never wavered. $5 from Miss Truly, who says, after Lecky broke it open, the boys suddenly looked like the Avalanche. Awesome to see. Yeah, I mean,
Started a little before then, but once they scored, I mean, you
Yep.
could feel
the
the energy in the
yep.
building and the energy from the team. It just
jump up
it
on the
skyrocketed.
abs. Yeah.
And it's not just you could feel the energy. It was that feeling of the Avs going, oh, right, this is who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Seattle all of a sudden got punched back.
Yep.
For the first time, they had a counterpunch that they had to deal with, and they
Didn't handle it super
it
well.
wasn't great
Yeah.
until the 4v4. They kind of punched back on the 4v4,
Yep.
but that was it.
Big $20 from Greg, who says, after a woof of a first period, they got the thing done. LFG DNVR yacht
Yacht
fund.
Ah, man.
That yacht feels further away than ever. I'm not gonna lie.
The prices keep going up on yachts. I mean, let's be honest here.
And yeah, we need a super chat inflation adjustment
Yeah.
for the increasing cost of yachts.
Candlejack with 5 saying, first period, never heard of her. Guess we're back to the old Avs like to be choked a little, but hey, I ain't here to kink shame a W. I still believe.
That's a
I mean,
perfect
they-
comment.
Yeah, summed it up.
They got away with it tonight. They got to stop with the BS slow
Yeah,
start.
it's got to be better.
You know, you can have like an okay start to a game. It doesn't need to be dominant. You can't be spotting 2-0 leads.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yes.
Good
It
lord.
doesn't have to be great. It can't be terrible.
And now you're gonna have a crazy building in Seattle.
They're going to be popping.
That place is gonna be nuts on Saturday night. You need to go into a hostile
Shut 'em up a little
environment.
bit,
and
I'm looking forward to their pregame, by the way, with the visual effects
Oh,
on the
totally.
ice and everything.
Yeah.
I
With
think it's
the
gonna be amazing.
With the Kraken, it's such a fun thing to
hell
have.
yeah, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's always cool. Thank you very much. $5 from Josh, who says, I called their play pathetic after game 1 and also said I expected them to play much, much better. It took longer than expected, but they picked it up.
Yeah, it's true.
And at the end of the day, there's a ton to break down, but they got it done, right?
Yeah. I mean, you'll take it, man. This is the postseason. This is the bottom line business.
Series reads 1-1 no matter how you got there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. $10 from Logan, who says, big bounce back for the Avs and the vibes. Avoid that first period, and it's Avs in 5. Avs turned it on, and it was a fun game. Great coverage, as usual, from DNVR. Congrats on 8 years. I thought it was going to rhyme at the end, too, and I was like, oh, this is about to be sick.
The thing about this that you really like is that when the Avs turned it on, they outscored Seattle 3-0 in this game. You don't get to pick and choose like that. But when the game was actually competitive and close, they did all the scoring.
And here's where you're asking them to raise the floor in the first period. You're not asking them to win the game in the first period.
Don't need them to be completely dominant, but you got to see what Avalanche hockey looked like against Kraken hockey, and it was 3-0 in
Yep.
2 periods of play.
Hard to beat that.
And it's process-wise,
Yep.
totally one-sided.
Yep. Thank you for the 10, Logan. $5 from the Walrus himself. Donating to my Savage account at
Savings account?
Oh God, I can't read.
Savage
I
account.
like Savage account better, to be honest with you. Savings account at DNVR. Y'all hang on to this money and fly the Walrus out for the finals. Okay, thanks, love, bye. I don't think the interest rates return that quickly on
Yeah.
saving accounts, but
No doubt.
got to keep it in there for a couple more years, maybe. $20 from the incredible Drew, who's always here. Congrats on 8 years, and thanks for the
Yeah.
content you provide all of us on a near daily basis. Couldn't imagine watching a playoff game without you guys. Now 1-1 and on to game 3.
Would love to talk about this when we're done with Super Chats. Just
Yeah,
as a quick thing.
we'll let you run it out however you want since it's your baby. $5 from Edward, who says, had to work out all the nervous tension from that game on my Peloton. 2 points short of a personal record. Go Avs, go.
Got to know who your Peloton trainer is.
Yeah, I haven't like found one I really like yet.
No, not yet.
No.
There's some high energy ones that
Yeah,
intimidate me a little bit.
That's I'm like afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
The best thing is like you can race against your buddies.
Yeah. I mean, I have the scoreboard up all the time.
Yeah, but like you can do the exact same race
Rudo's like
to see if you
I
can
like
beat
that
your
thing
buddies.
that auto find me down there in the thousands.
Well, I'm like, look, I ain't trying to win, but that dude who's got one more point than me with a minute left, I'm like, I'm getting that guy.
Did I tell you people? That competitor, man.
Yeah, it comes out a little bit. $2 from Melanie, who says, great to see the comeback go Avalanche. Should not be understated. Again, 2-goal comebacks are not things that happen every day in the playoffs.
Please don't try and make this a habit.
Right. Let's
it
not,
will not be.
Don't need to do that again.
It will not
Take
be.
it, but don't need to do it again. And then $5 from Kyle, who says, want to donate to the refs pot fund for new glasses. At least they're horribly consistent. I really don't think the reffing was that bad tonight.
My only real annoyance was Lars Eller got tripped,
Yep.
man. Like, Lars Eller got tripped. He just did.
You had a linesman that does not understand how to drop the puck for Mikko Rantanen, but
Yeah.
Mikko knows it too. The way that he
Yeah,
reacted
he
on
just,
that
he
first
just
one.
stands there. I love he doesn't have a look on his face. He's just like,
yep, that one's coming back.
one
Thank
of these
you.
one of these days it's gonna be a real puck drop and he's still gonna,
And the
be
play's
standing
just gonna
there,
go on,
and he's
yeah.
gonna be like, all right, I guess.
But thank you to all of you for your super chats. We appreciate it a ton. Always fun when the Avs take down a playoff win. But this is also, as a few of you know, the 8-year anniversary of what was BSN, now DNVR.
Yeah.
AJ, whatever you got to say, my guy.
It won't be long. Just really that, today's our 8th birthday, and as a company, and obviously this has been life-changing for a lot of, almost all of us involved.
Yep.
And really just could not be more thankful that we've built the community that we have, and you guys are showing up every night, with super chats and hanging out in the chat and off day shows and everything that we do that you guys show up for and consume, and you guys are big fans of. And we'd really love to see some more of you down at the bar. I know that the bar had some tough times when we reopened, that transition was hard for everybody, but I really want to stress trying to get people back out to the bar on a regular basis. Just would love to get that atmosphere back in here that we had for the run last year. But really, really wanted to just say over the 8 years, I know there's a lot of people that followed me before this, and a lot of people that have found us in those 8 years. Just really, really, really thankful for everybody showing up and being here with us, and just feeling like we are the community that we are. I know it was to steal PHNX's term, it was pack therapy. After game one, sometimes we get a little, sometimes got to get that way. But ultimately, we are all here out of a real love of something, and I think that's great. People being passionate about things is it's the best part of humanity, and seeing everybody kind of come together and show up every day with us, I think it's one of my favorite parts of the job is that you get to see all the same people, and you get to meet people who have watched the show and they come down to the bar. And shout out Roger the other day. It was his birthday. It was a tough birthday present the Avs gave him, but
for his birthday.
it was so awesome. I mean, it was so awesome to see him down here, and just the kind of camaraderie that we've all built up over the years. And I know how much we care about what we do and how much we invest in it. That you guys don't see, but we really do. It's 420, so smoke went out for the homies tonight. But just as I just do want to, obviously whenever the run ends, we'll do this again. But
of course,
just a huge thank you to everybody for making this possible for us and making this a thing that to some random dudes can just hang out and talk at you guys about this thing that we all love so much. So it's all love from me. It's all love from us.
absolutely.
From DNVR top to bottom.
Even
the love even from people that you guys have never seen that you don't know work here.
Yep.
There's so much that goes into this every day, and you guys pay it back 1,000 times over.
Yep, all of you, not just the people we know that are close, not just the lurkers, not just even the guys that we argue with. As long as you're respectable.
Totally.
Like,
Like we had Kyle in the chat tonight. It was tough, but we're cool, man. I mean, He stopped coming at us sideways and just started talking puck, and that's what we're here to do.
Exactly.
That's what we're here to do.
You know what else is rad is like I was pumping gas last week, and the guy next to me was like, "Blaze."
That's
I
weird.
watched the show.
It's really weird when that happens.
No, it was
Yeah.
awesome. And then we had like a 10-minute conversation about the Avalanche
Yeah.
while we were pumping gas, and then it was like, "Cool."
Like
thanks
one of
for
those
watching.
socially awkward
High
things that
five,
nobody
yeah.
likes to do was actually dope to do for once.
Yeah.
I'll stress this again, especially if you guys come out early on Saturday. If you see us, come say hi.
Yeah.
We're happy to have a chat with y'all.
Look, we're both socially awkward and
Yep.
really uncomfortable.
We'd
in public
rather
spaces.
be sitting in front of a computer poring over hockey stats.
That's true.
but
but we do love getting to meet you guys and getting to say hi, and really do want to see this bar packed on Saturday. It really means a lot to us when you guys show up that way, choose to spend your time here with this community. We love you guys so much. We put so much into it. So we definitely want to see you guys come out. And we have a really dope playoff shirt that you guys should buy. And word has it that the Nichushkin shirts are in.
They're in.
Was it today that they came
Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
They're
So if you haven't purchased one already and you're going to be hanging around the bar
Come
this
pick it up.
weekend,
Yeah.
They're great.
Come on down. Look at that thing.
yeah, and that's exactly what he looked like rolling in on Phil Grubauer, which is probably why he starfished.
It's the perfect shirt for today because you have the DNVR smoke for 420. So
Yep.
you're good.
We wanted that smoke and we got it.
Hey,
Let's
all
go
right.
home.
Let's get out of here. We got lots more work to do bringing you guys the rest of our content for the game. We appreciate you all so very much. We will be live tomorrow for an off-day show. Lots to talk about. I think there's a lot of fun hockey going on right now.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
I'm not sure if it'll be just the two of us or if we'll have Megan as well.
yeah, I mean, we'll play it by
Yeah,
ear.
we will see, but hopefully Megan joins us tomorrow.
I hope so. We appreciate you again, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow.